Hi everyone, this is Ishika Bhattacharjee, and today we are discussing about A/B testing. So before we start, I want to ask some questions. That have you ever posted two different social media posts just to see which post gets more likes? Or have you ever tried two different study approaches so to see that which approach actually led to better productivity? Or something like, have you ever tried two types of dishes just to know that which dish is better or not? If you have done these comparisons, then you have already known a little instinct about what A/B testing is, because it's basically comparing two entities of the two variations of the same entity, to compare them and just to know that which entity is giving us the better outcome. So let's move into the presentation. Like, imagine you are the marketing manager of an online clothing brand. You notice that although many people visit your website, only a small percentage actually buy something, right? Because there are lakhs and lakhs of people visiting a website, but does lakhs and lakhs of people are buying the same product? Obviously not. You are maybe you are scrolling for hours and hours, and then you just get back to your real world. You even didn't have anything add to cart. So, and there is one more thing, like suppose you have scrolled through the website and you added something to the cart, but never went back to actually shop the product, right? Now you start wondering that what if the buy now button is not attractive enough? Like people are not clicking on the button because it's not attractive. Or what if changing its color from blue to orange increases sales? Like actually the website should be engaging in such a way so that people wants to be engaged with all the buttons and all the things happening in the website for that product. Or what if changing the product image increases the clicks? So here we want to measure the amount of clicks to be more on the buy now or add to cart button, right? So if it happens, that means the users are engaging very well. But you don't want to redesign the entire website blindly on your own thought process, right? So what will you do? Now you decide that to test two versions of the same web page. Now, version A is the original blue buy now button, the original version, right? And version B is a new orange buy now button. Now, suppose there is a blue buy now button and one orange buy now button. So, your task is to see that which button actually gets user more engaged. How we will discuss it later. Now, all of your customers will see the version A and the other half will see version B. Now, the whole set of customers are divided into two halves, like 50% in the first half and 50% in the second half. After a week, you compare which version helped you generate more sales, which version actually got the product bought. So, this entire process is called A/B testing. So, this is the whole intuition behind A/B testing. Now, let's move to the formal definition. Like A/B testing is an experimental technique where two versions of a variable A and B are compared to determine which performs better based on predefined metrics. Now, there is an important thing to notice that there should be some metric on which you are actually analyzing your outcomes. Like for this example, the clicks would be the metrics, the number of clicks. If the number of clicks actually became more in the version B, compared to version A, then we can say that our website is now more engaging and actually the click rates increased when I changed my version. Correct? So it is one of the most commonly used methods in marketing, user experience, product management, and data science. The A version is called the control, which is the original version, and the B version is called the variation, that is the new version. This is also known as the challenger version. Okay, now in the A version you keep the same version of the website you have created, and in the B version you actually add the change you want to be added, so that you can actually test that whether this increases the sales or not, right? So users then are randomly split into two groups to ensure fairness and to avoid bias. So what happens is the whole uh, customer set is then split into two equal halves, uniformly. There would be no bias, no fairness. It would be randomly split. Now, after that, one half the A version is showed, and to the other half, the B version is showed. Okay. Now, what happens that we want to see that why do we need A/B testing? Because if I have the versions, just create it, see for some time the A version, or why do we need the versions? We can have the product, we can just change the actual whole website, right? But actually, it will take a lot of time. It is not convenient for you to change your website again and again because it will cost you more. So, A/B testing actually helps businesses increase the revenue with data driven decisions. So what happens is after creating the both versions and checking the outcomes, we can see with the proper data that the sales are all actually increasing or not. So the revenue is increasing, uh, getting the data driven decisions. Also, it understands the customer behavior. So if I see that the orange buy now button is getting more engagement, that means the customers are more attracted to that color, and it is affecting their psychology to click it. Next one is reduce guesswork. We can't work on guessing always, right? So it is a small implementation kind of thing where you don't need to just guess and just introduce the website and you get uh, low chances of sales. We can't guess it like that. Next one is validate marketing strategies. Also, there is improved websites, app performance. It reduces risk by testing before implementing changes. So it is kind of a test. So if you are testing and it gives you good results, you can actually implement it. Or if it is not give you good results, you can just stay with the original version and try something different. So in simple words, A/B testing makes business decisions scientific rather than emotional. So we actually get data after the test on the basis of which we can choose the version of the website we want to deploy, or the product or any design we want to deploy that will get us more revenue or more sales, right? Now, some real life examples are Netflix thumbnails. Netflix shows different cover photos for the same movie to different users and measures which thumbnails get more clicks. Like in Zomato notifications, Zomato tests two versions of a push notification. The version A would be order now and enjoy 20% off. The version B would be your favorite dish is waiting, 20% off. Now it will check whichever gets more orders becomes the final message for the push notification Zomato will send you. Third one is Instagram features. It is happening very frequently right now. The Instagram still have changed their features a bit again a few days back. So Instagram might test two layouts of the Reels page with a small group before releasing it to everyone. Now, example four would be a banking app. A bank might test two dashboard designs to see which improves user engagement. So these are some real life examples actually using A/B testing for better revenues or better sales for their product, right? Now we will see the working. So first step is obviously identifying the problem. Now you have a website. So why do you need any test or anything? Because there would be some problem. So when we identify the problem, like here in the example, only 10% of users click on the subscribe button. Why not the 90%? This is the problem. Now we form a hypothesis. Like if we change the button text from subscribe to get started, more users will click. It can happen. It is our hypothesis. We then work on the hypothesis. Now we create two versions. The version A that is control as subscribe, the original version. The version B that is variation or challenger version in which we are putting the button as get started. Now we just split the audience, randomly divide users in which the 50% of the users will see version A and 50% of the users will see version B. Now we will just run the experiment out in the real world. So for a sufficient time, like for some days or some weeks, we took the deadline, depending on the traffic, of course. Like suppose for a week there is no traffic on the website, but you get a sale. You give a sale and then check this. So for that, the whole outcome would be different. So depending on the traffic, give it a sufficient time. Now put some metrics because we are going to measure the performance using those metrics. So the metrics could be click-through rate, how much clicks are going to be, how much clicks are happening on that button, conversion rate, that is actually going to the website and actually purchasing the product. This is the conversion from moving to the website to actually buying it. So we can also take it as a metric. Purchase rate, that how many persons are actually purchasing the product, or bounce rate. Now, after that, we analyze the results. If B performs significantly better, you implement it. Otherwise, you will just keep it as it is and then try to change something else and then again do this whole testing method. Now, at the last, we really need to implement and document findings. Of course, we will implement it, but it would be very better if you would document the findings. Like when I changed this particular feature, the revenue rates become higher or lower, you should document it so that uh, we can know that why it worked or what to actually fetch next based on that experiment. So this was the working. Now there are some elements in the A/B testing that you should know. That is hypothesis. It is nothing but a clear statement predicting the output. It is not true actually right now, but we can just think about it. Like for the example is changing the button color to orange will increase clicks. This is my hypothesis. That isn't happened yet, right? Then there is control group. So this group is users who see the current or the old version. Next is the treatment group. These are the users who will see the new version. Now there are some metrics. Now what you want to measure, because you need to measure the success rate in some language, right? So there should be some metrics like the click-through rate, conversion, sales, etc. Then there is randomization. It ensures users are randomly assigned to A or B because so that our system can be fair, right? Next is analysis, compare the results statistically, and the last one is conclusion. Then we decide which version to implement. So that's all for A/B testing. Thank you so much for your time.